For years, the old mansion on the hill had stood abandoned, shrouded in mystery and whispered rumors. Locals said it was cursed, a place where no one should tread after dark. The stories were enough to keep most people away, but for Jack, it was the perfect place to explore. He was a thrill seeker, always looking for the next adventure, the next ghost story to debunk. One evening, with the sun sinking below the horizon, Jack decided to finally investigate the mansion. Armed with only a flashlight and his phone, he made his way up the creaking stairs to the grand entrance. The heavy wooden doors groaned as he pushed them open, revealing a vast, dust-covered foyer. Cobwebs hung like tattered curtains, and the air was thick with the smell of decay. Jack's footsteps echoed through the silence as he moved from room to room. The mansion was enormous, with countless chambers filled with decaying furniture, shattered mirrors, and broken chandeliers. Yet, despite the eerie atmosphere, Jack felt nothing but excitement. Every creak of the floorboards, every gust of wind that rattled the windows, only fueled his curiosity. As he explored deeper into the mansion, Jack noticed something odd. Every room had a strange chill, as if the temperature dropped the moment he entered. But there was one door at the end of a long, narrow hallway that caught his attention. Unlike the others, this door was pristine, untouched by time. With no dust or cobwebs, it was as if it had been waiting for him. Without hesitation, Jack reached for the doorknob. The moment his fingers touched the cold metal, he felt a shiver run down his spine. Ignoring the growing sense of dread, he turned the knob and pushed the door open. The room beyond was small and dimly lit by a single flickering candle. It was empty, save for an old wooden rocking chair in the center, gently swaying back and forth as if recently vacated. Jack's breath caught in his throat as he stepped inside, the door closing softly behind him. The temperature plummeted, and Jack could see his breath misting in the air. He reached for his phone to take a picture, but before he could, the candle went out, plunging the room into darkness. Jack fumbled for his flashlight, but the beam seemed weaker, barely cutting through the oppressive blackness. Then, from the shadows, he heard a soft, whispering voice, barely audible, yet unmistakable. "Why are you here?" Jack spun around, shining his flashlight in every direction, but there was no one there. The voice came again, closer this time, filled with sorrow. "Why did you come?" The room seemed to close in on him, the walls pressing inward, suffocating him with their presence. Jack tried to back out of the room, but the door wouldn't budge. Panic set in as the voice grew louder, more insistent. "You shouldn't have come here." The rocking chair began to creak, moving faster now, as if someone was sitting in it, though the seat remained empty. Jack's heart pounded in his chest as he felt a cold breeze brush past him, followed by the faintest touch on his arm. He jerked away, his flashlight flickering wildly as the room seemed to pulse with malevolent energy. "Leave, while you still can." Jack turned and pounded on the door, desperately trying to escape. But the door remained sealed, as if it had merged with the wall. The voice was all around him now, overlapping whispers that filled his mind with terror. "You will stay, just like the others." Suddenly, the flashlight went out, plunging Jack into total darkness. The whispers stopped, replaced by a deafening silence. Jack's breathing was ragged, his hands trembling as he felt along the walls, searching for any way out. But there was nothing, just cold, unyielding stone. And then, the darkness itself seemed to move. Jack could feel something know, someone standing right behind him. He dared not turn around, but he could feel the icy breath on his neck, the sense of a presence that was ancient and angry. The rocking chair creaked once more, slower this time, as if the unseen occupant had risen. A cold hand touched his shoulder, and Jack's body froze in place, paralyzed by fear. He wanted to scream, to run, but his voice caught in his throat. The grip tightened, pulling him back, forcing him to turn and face whatever was in the room with him. But when he turned, there was nothing, just darkness. And then, out of the void, two glowing eyes appeared, burning with an unnatural light. They bore into Jack's soul, filling him with a terror unlike anything he had ever known. The last thing he heard before the darkness swallowed him whole was the whisper, now close enough to feel the breath against his ear. "You are mine now." The next morning, the townspeople found the mansion's doors wide open. They searched every room, but there was no sign of Jack. The only thing they found was his flashlight, lying in the middle of a small, dimly lit room where an old wooden rocking chair swayed gently back and forth, as if someone had just left. But Jack was never seen again. And the mansion, it remains empty, waiting for the next curious soul to walk through its doors.